Hey guys, I'm going to cover something really quickly. I'm going to try to do this quickly, but it might end up taking a little bit. What we've got here is on the left, we have an image that is 2K. It's with a color grid, so we can see it how it lines up on the mesh on the right in the 3D view. In the 3D view, we have a basically like a path for a game or something, and it's made out of mostly square planes, but then there's two triangles there that are like half quad. And the UV, we've set it to project from view, and then we've scaled it up to fit in the space. What I wanted to show you is that when you are dealing with, say, like trying to paint into an object and you want to put pixels in and make it look really good, this kind of unwrap is not going to work. The reason I say that is because your area here at 2K, this full area, is no longer being used. You're only using this little bit, which, okay, let's say that here at the green is 1024, and then here is 512, and here is 256. You're barely using 256 pixels here on each plane, maybe. Whereas we want to use as much as we can. So what I wanted to show you is how I would go about making something where I can make a tiled modified version here. So to do that, we're going to actually deal with the texture on a plane object. So I'm going to tab back to object mode, deselect that, and I'm going to go to another layer here. On the image, I'm going to save it to my desktop so that I can bring it in. And we're going to keep the name I've already given it, 2K, save. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is bring it in as a plane. So you should have the images as planes add-on turned on, so you can select it from the desktop. And there it's already showing because we're in texture draw mode. And we're not going to do a lot of crazy stuff here, but we're going to do something really simple. What I want to do is divide this once. So let's go to edit mode, W to subdivide, just choose once, and we now have 4 planes. And what we can do is we can use another image to paint in some, like, I'm going to get something that looks kind of like concrete or something. We're going to paint them in, but I'm going to do some modifications on, so it gives 4 versions, so that it's not all looking the same. Okay, for right now, object mode. I'm going to work on getting my 3D view. So to paint it, I'm going to use it here, but I need to go ahead and add myself in a properties window. And I need to select an image to use for. I think I'm just going to use something that's like already in my stuff that I can use. Just an image. Open that. Dropbox. Well, we got one that's a concrete that I took a picture of, and it's supposed to be tiled already, so let's see if we can use that. Okay, and yeah, it's 2K by itself. We're going to actually use that 4 times. I'm going to show you what happens when you paint in. So if you paint in a 2K into the little space that was already there, it's not really going to work too well. But our mapping, I'm going to put that to clip. And we don't need to worry about alpha here. We're just going to use it straight in as a brush. Okay, so first I want to show you the problem with when you actually paint in on the other object. So here I'm going to go back to this object, select it. I'm going to go to texture paint. For some reason it's not showing that. Oh, that's right, I need to make a material and then reference that image. So that way we've got something to paint to, and this way you'll see what's going on. So I'm going to select the face selection masking and just select this one, and I'm going to set this not tiled but to stencil, and I'm going to first reset my transforms. Try to set it up to where it's about the same size as that square. Okay, and full power, turn off the pressure, and I'm gonna do this so you'll see that. So now we'll go in here, and remember this is a 2K image and it's all pixelated, and that's about as good as you're gonna get because you're trying to stuff a 2K image into maybe 512, maybe 512 or 128, and it's just not gonna work. So that game plan's not going to be that great. So let's Alt R to get rid of that, and we're going to go back to object mode here. Let's go to our other layer, to this one, and we'll go to paint mode, and turning on the face selection. Well, I think I've got to go to view plane first. There. Then back to stencil. Let me see, Shift Q. Okay. For some reason, not letting me go past 50%. Oh well. So here I'm going to go feature here to here, and then here to here. Oh, it didn't work, it's the wrong way. So feature here to here, and then there to there. Okay. Okay, so that should, well, it's supposed to. There, and then okay, it's pretty good. And I'm just gonna make my brush real big so I can knock it in real fast. Okay, so we now have that, and that's a lot better for detail wise. Get a lot more there. And now we need to select one of the other ones. Select this, go back to texture paint, bring this down. Probably could have done something different with that. Let's tell you what, Shift Control Q. Change the UVs a little bit. Okay. A little bit different. I'm gonna go ahead and make that repeat so I can get some changes here. all slightly different, all a little bit off. Okay, and then I'm going to disconnect that. So we're not going to work with that anymore. And now we're going to use this image as our basis for making the textures for the other object. My pen wants to work today. Guess not. Let's see. For some reason. Whoops. And hopefully that means something will work now. Hey, there we go. Note to self, don't step on the cord that connects all your stuff together. Okay, so we've got this, and we've got our difference here. So I want to just paint in a little bit of something just as edging, so that maybe we can put some cracks here that will show up when we put our planes on it. So in texture paint mode, I'm just going to use just a little bit of a cloud texture. And then maybe just some gray, set it to multiply. And with the texture, we're going to set that to view plane. And I'm going to rake and random set it so it's not that bad. Okay, it's a little bit too strong. I forgot to set my pressures. So here we get a little bit of something going on. And this is intentional so that it's not repeating on every single one. So then I'll do this one, and we will maybe use a little bit lighter of a brush. Get that one a little bit different dark. Problem. Then we'll change that to add, and we'll now try to do some. This is just for an example, so I need to quit trying to do something for myself. Okay, we'll leave it here. That gives us a couple different variations. Image, save image. Okay, now object mode. I'm going to go back to my other layer, and you're going to see that this still, it looks as it looks okay. It's still not the best way for it to happen, because we're actually not getting separate panels the way we would probably want with some sort of concrete walk. So what I'm going to do is now just use my mouse and work on assigning faces here. So let's select this, go into edit mode, and I'm going to do all of them, and I'm going to reset so they're all going to line up that way. And so you'll see them all lined up there. And then I'm going to scale them down. I'm going to set them to the corner where the cursor's at. Then scale out. Oops. It's supposed to go from the cursor. Okay. So I've got them the right size. And then now I can start selecting them and moving them around by one. So here, I can grab that one and put that up here. Maybe do the same thing with a couple of them. So let me make this one, and that one, that one, that one, and grab all of them over here. And this one, maybe just rotate it. Funny, it doesn't seem as crazy as it should be. Okay, so then medium point. Maybe down here. So we start to get some sort of variation here. Okay. So now, granted, you're not getting a full 2048 here on this one tile. You're getting more like 512, but you're getting a lot more detail than you would if you had tried to map the whole thing at once across a 2048 and not gotten the whole number of pixels. So there's like that right there will get you started, and then you can build more variations here in your stuff, and at the same time you may end up being able to say, okay, I'm going to use this corner for my concrete, over here I'll use grass, over here I'll have some stuff for a wall, things like that, and you can make a full environment. Okay, I hope that helps out. Talk to you guys later.